Shalom. I'd like to begin by saying I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to the one and only true power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, T.E.O.W.A.W.K.I, whom I worship. The honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, who taught me this word in sincerity and in truth, and who do well and are still doing the work, okay, on the highways, byways, hedges, and gaps, just like our Lord commanded us to do. Okay, our leaders, like it says, thine eyes shall see thy teachers, man, and definitely our leaders within Great Millstone, okay, the Hebrew Israelite group known as Great Millstone, or GMS, have put forth that great example, all right, to make sure that we are being seen, that they are being seen, that we are all being seen, okay, by many witnesses, you know, as a testimony to the work of, the true work of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, man, okay, in sincerity and in truth. Salutations be to the hopeful elect that are doing the work the right way, man. You know, may Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai grant you your crowns of salvation, man, at His appearing, at His coming. All right, so I'm the Bishop Teacher Saparun, and pretty much I'm just gonna be doing like the same, following that same thing. You know, T.E.O.E.W.A.W.K.I news and prophecy, seeing what's out there. You know, seeing what I think there was an earthquake this morning. So I'm gonna go to the video. I think it's like a live broadcasting on AP News. I'm gonna pull that up and pull up whatever other good news that may be out there, you know, that could tie in with prophecy. All right, so let's go.
Feel the freedom of driving the rugged all-wheel drive Subaru Crosstrek. Buy with 2.9% financing or lease.
So they're just showing, this is live, okay, and this is in, what did it say, Greece somewhere? The live view from Santorini after earthquakes rattled the island in Greece. And we know that in Matthew 24, the Lord said that there were going to be earthquakes in diverse, which means different places. Okay, in different places, man. So I'm gonna put up some videos of concerning this earthquake. They're just showing like a live camera view of the area where the earthquake hit. So, but they're not saying like the magnitude of it and all that. So, okay. So let's see what I can find.
Earthquake in Santorini, Greece.
We're here in Santorini, where the normally busy cliff-top streets have fallen quiet. Behind me, you can see a caldera, a volcanic crater. But these famous views that draw millions each year are now being enjoyed by just a handful of visitors. It's the 5th day of continuous seismic activity in the region, with undersea earthquakes of up to magnitude 5. The authorities have expanded precautionary measures to 13 islands. Experts say the tremors are unrelated to volcanic activity, but the frequency sometimes every few minutes, has led to thousands of residents and seasonal workers leaving to temporarily relocate. These streets are typically bustling even in the off-season. Local authorities are implementing widespread precautions. Schools are closed, public events cancelled, and construction work has been halted in vulnerable areas. Ferry operators have put on extra services to accommodate those who want to leave, but not everyone is going. Some residents, particularly those who have lived here for decades, are choosing to stay, with a small number of tourists who are finding themselves with an unusually peaceful version of Santorini to themselves.
That was like an eerie laugh. That didn't really say much, man. There you go. 200 earthquakes. 200 earthquakes shakes Greece. 200. Damn.
The one place to book any place.
And now, shifting focus, Greece prepares for earthquake as hundreds of tremors shake islands. Earthquake fears have prompted people to flee Santorini as Greece's most popular island destination continues to be hit by what scientists described as a barrage of tremors. With concerns mounting over the possibility of a larger quake, locals, visitors and workers are scrambling to depart the island via ferries and flights. Additional flights were arranged to assist people in leaving the Greek island. Greek Prime Minister has called for calm, urging the people of Santorini to stay composed despite the rising tremors.
Έχουμε να διαχειριστούμε ένα πολύ έντονο γεωλογικό φαινόμενο. Θέλω να ζητήσω από τους νησιώτες μας, πρώτα και πάρα πολλά, να είναι ψύχρεμοι, να ακούνε τις οδηγίες της πολιτικής προστασίας και έχω επίσης ζητήσει από το αρμόδιο Υπουργείο εντός των επόμενων ημερών να κάνει μια συνολική παρουσίαση, επιστημονική παρουσίαση των γεωλογικών δεδομένων, έτσι ώστε όλοι να γνωρίζουν τι είναι το φαινόμενο το οποίο πρέπει να διαχειριστούμε.
So it says 200 earthquakes rock Greece, man. Damn, that's a lot of, you know, because I guess that, you know, you consider tremors, what they call tremors, are smaller earthquakes, you know. Let's see what else we got here concerning this. It says what's causing an earthquake swarm in Greece?
Over 500 earthquakes have struck Santorini in just a few days. At this point, most of them are small, but they are intensifying. So far, the largest quake, a magnitude 5, has triggered small rock slides, school closures, and some island evacuations, with people fearing the worst. This kind of seismic activity, hundreds of smaller earthquakes, is called an earthquake swarm. So what's causing it, and what happens next? Here's what we do know. The island of Santorini is actually an exposed section of an underwater volcano. It's part of a chain of volcanoes in the area, but scientists do not think this swarm is pointing to a volcanic eruption. The Santorini caldera, as it's called, is active. It last erupted in 1950, and past eruptions are what actually inspired the legend of the lost city of Atlantis. But I took a look at the raw seismic data, and the quakes seem to be connected to an underwater fault line rather than magma movement. The volcanic arc exists because about 250 kilometers to the south, one massive chunk of Earth is moving under another massive chunk of Earth, and that's causing magma to reach the surface in the form of volcanoes and creating local fault lines, underground points of tension, one of which does seem to be the culprit for these hundreds of tremors. So is this swarm a sign of a bigger quake to come? It could be. Other parts of the world get earthquake swarms, like here in BC. It's a sign that there's major tension underground, and when we get the big one, it will be during one of these swarms. So a larger release of tension on that Santorini fault line could happen. And since it's underwater, a tsunami would be a big concern. But the mechanics in Greece are not quite the same as in BC. We've never seen this here before, and there is never certainty when it comes to predicting large earthquakes. In the meantime,
all right, so let me get rid of this. Yeah, so over 500 earthquakes hit Greece. I believe that was a little while ago, you know. So we know that, you know, that the Lord spoke of these things, you know. So as the day gets closer to the Lord's coming, there's going to be a great amount of earthquakes happening all over the place. You know, that's another thing to watch for. You know what I'm saying? You know, signs of the times, you know. So let me just get that in Matthew, the 24th chapter real quick. Book of Matthew. Okay. Right here it says, and Yahushua went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him for to show him the buildings of the temple. You know, they wanted, you know, they were like kind of like adoring the temple. Like the temple looked nice, you know. The Lord, you know, I mean, they were telling Yahushua, hey, look, Lord, look at the temple. It's beautiful, this and that. And it says, and Yahushua said unto them, Yahushua smothered their flames pretty much with a wet blanket. That's a saying, right? It says, see ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. And ultimately, he was speaking about the great catastrophic judgment that's going to come upon Israel, the land of Israel, you know, obviously Jerusalem is within Israel, and America. The great fire, okay, created by thermonuclear warheads, which are gonna incinerate even rock, okay, even stone. It's gonna pulverize it. To pulverize something means to turn something into powder, dust. Ultimately, that's what the Lord was speaking on. Also, on another fold, the siege that the Romans laid upon Jerusalem, okay, in 70 AD, you know. But you could go to Jerusalem now, and you could still see some remnants of the temple from back then, you know, stones left upon another. So that's why I said ultimately it's speaking about those missiles, okay, hitting the land of Israel, destroying it 100%, to cleanse it from the filth that's within it, okay? And then also, you know, what I said, you know, dealing with when the Romans came and they sacked Jerusalem. And that's some history that we should all be that we should all know about, okay? And it says, verse 3. It says, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? Yet, really, that was really what they wanted to say was, and the end of Esau's world, right there. The end of these damn Romans, man. You know? Or the age of Esau, you know? And the disciples wanted to know that, man, because the disciples gave up every damn thing, man. You know, they gave up everything. Okay? And followed Yahushua, man, you know, all the way to the end. until the time they were killed, you know, imprisoned, you know what I'm saying? St. John being the last of them. And yeah, and then in this time, you know, they came back. Okay, they came back. Some of them went back. They came back, and then, you know, got old, passed away while being in the faith. And some are still here, you know. It's called reincarnation of the spirit, man. Okay, the spirit coming back into the flesh. So, and they're still waiting on Yahweh-Shai's return. They're still waiting on the Lord, man, patiently doing the work. Verse 4 says, and Yahweh-Shai answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am the anointed, and shall deceive many. Yeah, you know, and there were many people that tried to do this. You had one dude named the God-sent Comforter. You know, pretty much that's what he was trying to say, that he was the anointed one. And what happened to him, man? He got deleted, okay? I believe this, from what they said, COVID took him out. All right? And he deceived many. And you got some that follow him that believe that he's going to resurrect. I mean, Jake is crazy, man. Okay? And it says, verse 6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. And that's what we're hearing about now, right? The wars, you know, Russia and Ukraine. You got situations happening with Syria, the war in Syria. You know, they're trying to start shit with Iran. All that, man. Okay. And then ultimately the Third World War, rumors of the Third World War. I think Trump was speaking about it the other day, right? And it says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Right. All these things must come to pass. The end is not yet. All right, but we are approaching the end quickly, okay? It says, for nation shall rise against nation. That's, you know, that's been going on for a long time, but things are escalating, right? For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places, in different places, yeah. Like Santorini, Greece, where 500 earthquakes hit today. Okay, so these are things to watch for, to let you know the coming of the Lord and the great destruction that's coming upon, you know what I'm saying, this world. So I'm gonna end it there. That was just like a quick hit, and you know, keep an eye on this earthquake, and for possible earthquakes that could happen throughout the day, you know. And we also know we're privy to Esau having these what do you call it, like these weapons, you know, that could cause, you know, earthquakes, like the heart program and stuff like that. So we know about that, you know what I'm saying? Was this that? I don't know. We don't know, you know. So ultimately, all we know is that Yahweh-Shai spoke on it. He prophesied on it. All right, so with that, I'm going to say shalom, you know, shalom to the hopeful elect, and you know, stay tuned for the next vid. All praises be to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadas.